mission in Timor-Leste, loving the children in the cities, and serving the community in India. All this and much more coming up next. Hello and welcome to Mission 360. I'm Gary Krause. Today's program is coming to you from the country of India, and I'm in New Delhi, and behind me here you can see this massive war memorial known as the India Gate, and it commemorates the soldiers who died in British India mainly through the years 1914 to 1919 during the First World War and also through the Third Afghan War. And some 13,000 names, just a fraction of those who were killed, their names are actually inscribed on this monument.
Who doesn't like to get something for free? The Adventist Van Ministry in New York City has been offering a free service to busy, stressed-out residents since 1975. It has reached over 1 million people since then by offering free massages, health checks, and lifestyle coaching. Wellness on the Go is teaching people how to experience life better by improving their mental, physical, and spiritual health. They're taking their services to people on the streets, reaching them where they are, all while putting Jesus' love into action. Others have taken the concept of a ministry on wheels and used a vehicle in creative ways to reach people in big cities. In Panama City, Panama, a taxi ministry is making a positive impression on people. Vehicles are identified by a label that reads, Safe Taxi, Seventh-day Adventist Church. As soon as passengers enter an Adventist taxi, they are met with a special greeting followed by an inspirational message from a CD played by the driver. The message encourages the rider to love God and to study His Word. On Fridays, the last ride of the day is given free of charge. Drivers use the opportunity to explain to the passengers that the Sabbath will begin soon and that they will be heading home to welcome it. Some schools and communities on the east coast of Australia have been fortunate to visit a one-of-a-kind museum, one on wheels that brings history to life. Dr. Wayne French converted a semi-truck to create the King Tut Roadshow, with the goal of taking this mobile museum to remote areas where schools don't have access to larger museums. In the 3 sections within the semi-truck, visitors are able to view and handle artifacts, including a life-size replica of the Rosetta Stone, a reproduction of King Tut's tomb, and genuine bricks from Babylon with King Nebuchadnezzar's name stamped on them. While entertaining and educational, this unique center of influence has a deeper purpose of introducing individuals to the validity of the Scriptures and to meaningful spiritual questions. Dr. Edward Urbina in Central California, United States, heads up another type of mobile center of influence. The volunteers in this program offer free dental and vision care, following Christ's example of performing acts of service. Mobile clinics are set up at local churches using equipment that is transported in a large trailer. This ministry has a dual reach. Not only are they touching the lives of the people they serve, but also of those they serve with. 1/3 of the volunteers are professionals who are not Adventists. Some become intrigued about why the center offers its free services, and they want to learn more about the church's beliefs. Ellen White stated the urgency of reaching the vast population in big cities. She wrote, "Let not the fields lying in the shadow of our doors, such as the great cities in our land, be lightly passed over and neglected. The present time is the most favorable opportunity that we shall have to work in these fields." Are you inspired to use a vehicle to take a ministry to those in need within your city? visit the Mission to the Cities website for more stories on mobile centers of influence.
My guest is Pastor Umesh Nag, who is the Adventist Mission Director for the Southern Asia Division, as well as being the Associate Director of the Global Mission Center for South Asian Religions. Umesh, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
So we're here in India, and this is a vast territory, so many people. Describe for me India and the Seventh-day Adventist Church in India.
Thank you very much, Gary. Of course, already you have said that India is a vast country and a different state, and every state has a new culture, new language, new dress, new food. It's a wonderful, colorful country. Regarding Seventh-day Adventists, so far we have 1.8 million membership in India. In India also, Southern Asia Division, Nepal and Bhutan also come under the Southern Asia Division.
Okay. So we're in the northern part of India at the moment, and this is where we have the fewest Adventists, I believe.
Of course, here is not much. You can say the Northern India Union is the biggest union in Southern Asia Division, which comprise almost 14 states.
Yeah.
And it's a large to reach people. And according to numbers of the membership, is very low.
Yeah. So Umesh, in what ways is the church contributing to the community in India?
Yeah, numbers of ways we are contributing, we are reaching the community and helping the community. We have the hospital, and hospital have really working under reaching the community and help them to treatment, because India is facing lots of challenge about the health, especially diabetic and number of things going on. And also our hospital are arranging the health expo, health camps, so they can reach the people and make them awareness about these diseases and help them to come out with that. And other, we have the schools. We have numbers of schools here. We are serving the community through the education, and also literacy programming are running, so they can, the people that have not got opportunity to learn and the write and read and communicate. So our schools are helping that community.
Yeah. So it's actually a very big education system, right?
Yes, that's very true.
Thousands of students.
Thousands of students. Now, right here where we are standing is one of the biggest schools, and 90%, 97% are our different faith group. So we are providing education not just for Adventists, but for people in the community. Yes, all the schools are not restricted only for Adventists, but open for everyone,
Wonderful.
All the religious groups.
Wonderful. Umesh, in recent years, various urban centers of influence have been started up in different parts. And we recently visited one in Jaipur. Describe for me that center.
Of course, as we all know, that the community need help. A number of people facing lots of issues like depression, and of course COVID played a big role in the life of the people. So we have life of centers. We have one Tanjore, we have in Jaipur, we have in Patna. Of course, we have in Kolkata too, where we are.
Yes.
Especially this life of center, reaching the community and serving them. When number of people come, they have the hard time, the diabetics and depression, and even the counselings, and the finding the what to do in the career. So our people are helping them, and that's why our community love us so much, because we are there to help them. And every centers, once in a week or twice a week, we are going to the gardens and the companies and the big colonies, and we're helping them about their physical challenge or kind of issues or their family's issues.
I like that, because we're not expecting them to come to us. We're actually going to where they are.
Yes, where they are.
Yeah.
So that is something, and people like when they see that we are sacrificing our time just for them, without any hidden agenda. They know they are the selfless service what we're giving, and they love us so much.
Yeah. I was running in a park near the hotel the other morning, and there were the volunteers from the Center of Influence doing health checks, helping the people lining up.
Yes.
Yeah.
And many of them, I remember the one their story recently happened in our center in Tanjore. One person's coming, he was one of our staff, he was walking in the village, and I saw the one person sitting, he's paralyzed. And our pioneer, they talked with him, and they invited him to come to center. And this guy, somehow he reached, and our pioneer gave massage and talk, and we found this person not only paralyzed, but also loneliness. And that's also killing him a lot. So our pioneer spent time with him, and the result what happened, he keep on coming, and now he start walking.
Wow.
And his hands going up. Previous was not even this much, and now he can show his hand like this, and it was so much. And now through him, he went to the community and he say what we are doing here. And through him, number of people are coming to our centers to get the help.
Wonderful. And here in Kolkata, we have a number of Global Mission pioneers who are in the community, blessing the community. How many are working here at the moment?
At the moment, we have 60 pioneers.
60, wonderful.
And they're working at different locations.
Yes.
Of course, Kolkata also have a very strong culture and colorful city. It's a city of joy. But sometimes you'll see the people, they are busy with their life and facing lots of challenge. Their joy is not find. So our pioneers are reaching them and discussing with them, helping them, and to bring them joy back to their life.
Beautiful.
So that's tremendous work our pioneers are doing.
So they're bringing joy to the city of joy.
Yeah, city of joy. That's very great, yeah.
Wonderful. Pastor Umesh, thank you so much for joining us today, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Gary.
And friends at home, exciting things are happening here in this division, and it's just wonderful to see Global Mission pioneers working in the community, blessing the people, and making a difference in so many lives. And thank you for your support that makes this happen through your prayers, and continue to pray for Pastor Umesh and other leaders in this vast territory. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back to India, and behind me, of course, you can see the famous Taj Mahal, which was commissioned by a Mughal emperor to be a tomb for one of his wives, and it was completed in 1648. Well, next up, we're going to learn more about mission in Timor-Leste.
I'm here with Pastor Chris Anderson, who is president of the Timor-Leste mission of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Chris, how long have you been in Timor-Leste?
So we've been in Timor-Leste since June, so it's been about 7 months.
So where are you from originally? Where did you come from?
Yeah, so we came from Tennessee in the United States, and so that's where we came from.
Okay. So when someone invited you to come to Timor-Leste, what was that thought process like? Were you looking for a mission opportunity, or?
Yeah, so it kind of came out of the blue for us. In 2019, I went to Timor-Leste to speak at their camp meeting, first camp meeting they ever had. And so it just made a lot of really good friends there. Pastor Raymond House was the president at the time. And we just stayed close friends on Facebook. And this last year, he had to go back to the United States. And so he put my name in the hat to be considered. And it was quite a surprise to us, but in the end, that's what the division gave us a call, and so we sensed God leading in that.
Now, so you actually got to visit before you took the call, so you sort of had some idea of what...
Yeah, I knew the people, and yeah, we knew the place. I knew the place. My wife had never been here, but yeah.
So now that you're there, what are some of the things that you are hoping for Timor-Leste? What would you ask people around the world to maybe pray for?
Oh, God is just doing amazing things there, and I'm just so excited to see what He is doing. The school has been, that we have in the country, has just been an amazing opportunity to not only break down prejudice, but to expand God's work there. And the school has grown dramatically. The first quarter of this year, the 13th Sabbath offering, a portion of that went to help us build our school. And so we just finished the completion of the school and the inauguration here just a few months ago in November. Pastor Ted Wilson was there and inaugurated the school. It was just wonderful. So the school we have needs for is just a day school, and it doesn't provide for the needs of the entire island. And so we're praying for the opportunity to open up smaller schools, elementary schools around, as well as land that we can have for a boarding academy. And this is a real big need that we have. So we're just praying that God will help us find the right land and the right finances to make that happen.
And for those of you who are watching, those watching who may not know what the 13th Sabbath offering is every quarter the Seventh-day Adventist Church around the world takes up a special offering to help a specific project. So many of the people watching may have helped support that project, but there's still ongoing needs. So you said around the island. So how big is the island? Many people don't know much about it.
Yeah, so Timor-Leste is an island that's about the size of Maryland, and it's split in half. The western side belongs to Indonesia, and the eastern side is an independent nation, Timor-Leste. And so the population there is about 1.4 million. And there's two very large cities there, the capital and another city. But beyond that, people are pretty well spread out throughout the island. Very rural, agriculturally based society, yeah.
Okay, so when you want to start different schools around, how many would you be talking about?
Oh, we'd like to do 12 elementary schools throughout the island. That's my dream. This next fall, this next August, we're trying to have at least 4, but maybe 6 schools that will be opening. So we currently have teachers, Timorese, that are being trained to work in those schools. And we are just so fortunate to have the AVS system to be a partner with. And so we have a number of AVS students that are helping us. Currently, we have 15 AVS helping at our school in the capital, but we'll need more for those other schools as well.
And AVS is Adventist Volunteer Services, so you're getting volunteer teachers to come out, which is a tremendous way for young people, very often young people, to get their foot in the door for mission.
Oh, what a blessing. Yes, it makes a big difference for us and makes a big difference for them. So usually they come serve a year or two, and what a blessing it is.
So if somebody is interested in being a volunteer, how would they go about finding out more about that?
Well, they can go to the Adventist Volunteer Services website. They can just Google it and find the website there. And there's a number of opportunities, Timor-Leste being one. We have a number of needs this next year, so we would love that if people were interested. They can also just email me directly, president@adventist.tl, and I'd be happy to talk to them directly about it.
Wonderful. Now, other things are going on the island as well. What are some of those things?
Well, I'm really excited. We have an opportunity to open a clinic. The country is very new and has a lot of health needs. And so we are in the process, we just finished remodeling a clinic, and we're in the process of the government getting all the paperwork in the right place. And hopefully this year we'll be able to open the doors. We are looking for some health professionals as well, which is a little more long-term than AVS. AVS is usually a 1 to 2 year term, but we have a need for longer than that. And so God has given us a place, a building. It's ready to go. Once the government gives us a green light, we can move forward. But we need a doctor or some nurses to help us in that facility. So that's something else we're praying about.
Wonderful. And maybe somebody who's watching out there might be interested in that. So then again, you've already given your email address so they can reach out to you.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, wonderful. Now, your family has fairly recently moved over there.
Yeah, that's right.
If somebody else or even the volunteers are thinking about doing this, what would you advise them to maybe think about before they take this step?
Well, certainly pray and ask God to lead. I mean, God leads each one of our steps, and the Bible encourages us to not lean on our own understanding, but to lean on God's leading, and He will guide us. But as we are, if someone was considering this as a possibility, to study the history of the country. It's just a fascinating history, how God has led in the development of this country, and to understand who the Timorese are is really vital in being able to minister to them.
Now, what language do they speak?
So there's 2 official languages of the country. One is Portuguese, because they were a Portuguese colony for 400 years. The other official language is Tetun, which is an Aboriginal language that's mixed with Portuguese somewhat. But they also speak Indonesia, Bahasa, very fluently as well.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of languages there.
So if you had a medical doctor who spoke Portuguese...
Oh, that would be wonderful. Yes. Fantastic. Yeah, if they spoke Portuguese, what a blessing, yes.
Well, maybe somebody out there watching is beginning to think and ask God where they can serve, and so we'll hope and pray for that. Thank you so much for talking with us and sharing some of the challenges and opportunities in Timor-Leste. And for those of you at home, please pray for Timor-Leste and the schools and the work that they're doing, and pray for Pastor Anderson and his family as they're in this new area.
Behind me you can see a Sikh temple that was built in 1783 here in New Delhi. And of course India through the years has been the birthplace, the cradle of so many different world religions. Of course the dominant religion in this country is Hinduism, but it also gave birth to Buddhism, and also it's the home of Jainism. So there's a very rich religious and cultural heritage here in India. Next up, loving the children of the cities.
Ellen White wrote, "Those who love God should feel deeply interested in the children and youth. To them, God can reveal His truth and salvation." Realizing the importance of reaching the young in their community, church members in cities around the world are connecting with this special group in different ways. Let's look at some of the largest urban areas of the United States, where Adventists are ministering to youth and children. Los Angeles, California is the second largest city in the country. In the greater Los Angeles area, members of a Vietnamese Seventh-day Adventist church saw the need to teach younger generations how to speak Vietnamese so that they could communicate with their older non-English speaking family members. The church opened the first Vietnamese language school in the city. The children not only learn the language, but also become more familiar with their culture. What began as weekly classes became a summer camp, and then an after-school program. Opening the language school enabled the church members to fill a need in the community and to serve the people in the city. Chicago, Illinois is the third largest city in the U.S. In Chicago, staff at an urban center of influence called Art Space use pottery, crafts, painting, and music to connect with children. Located next to a play area and a busy mall, the center initiates relationship building through creative activities. Art Space is open throughout the week, and it partners with different groups such as schools to make its activities available to children. The center's goal is to make the community aware that the center is present to provide a blessing to people in the surrounding areas. Are you inspired to do your part in reaching a particular group in your city? There are the university students, the deaf, the young parents, the caregivers, all who can benefit from your interaction with them. Visit missiontothecities.org for resources and more ideas on how you can use your skills and talents to reach the people in your city.
Broken, betrayed, wounded and so afraid, 5 times degraded, life emptied of hope, searching for joy. On her lonely way, heading for the well by sweltering noonday, there taking a drink, thirsty for more. But then she saw a man beside the well. He waits. Come see the one who told me all I've done. He spoke to me. Oh, could he be the chosen one? He set me free from all my memory, washed from my sin, never again thirsty no more, thirsty no more. Standing there in the sun, the woman and chosen meet, wearied by the heat. He spoke gentle and calm, give me a dream. thirsting no more, thirsting no more. Come see the one who told me all I've done. He spoke to me, oh could he be the chosen one? He sets me free from all my memory, washed from my sin, never again thirsting no more, thirsting no more, thirsting no more.
Well, thanks so much for joining us on today's program, coming to you from the world's largest democracy, India. And as always, I hope that you've been challenged and inspired by what you've seen from different parts of the world, different cultures, different people groups, different countries, but all having the same need. And it's inspiring to see people on the front lines working with people in the community to help them meeting their needs. Thank you so much for your continuing support for Adventist Mission through your mission offerings, your donations to Global Mission, your personal involvement and your prayers. Well, for Adventist Mission, I'm Gary Krause, and I hope that you can join me next time right here on Mission 360.